Hi, Johannes.
Hi, hi.
How's
Hello.
going?
Yes, I'm looking for my camera. I have to test it.
Mm-hmm.
It looks a little bit different. Ah, yeah, I can see you. Hi.
Mm-hmm.
But my camera doesn't run. So, here, I found. It looks a little bit different to my last session. Okay, you can see me?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, and the sound is good?
Yeah, it's working well. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I have a bigger headset, but I don't really like it. So maybe if it's good, I would like to take this one.
No, that's fine. Just do what is the best for you. Just be
Yes.
comfortable. Whatever you want to use the earphone or just you want to speak like that.
No, it's better because the camera has a microphone, but it's bad, and I have a big headset, and it's very heavy. I don't really like.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
sometimes it's heavy. So, yeah.
uh, and how long should be my talk?
Usually we do like something around 1 hour.
Yes.
So yeah, it's up to you. More or less, it's up to your presentation and your work.
How many participants do you expect?
Yeah, we do have a lot following in social media, and let's see because I sent also the link for the knocks in the group, and let's see they should come.
Okay. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
no
they are not
problem.
really very motivated. So yeah, the last time it was only one knock from Qatar, and
Mhm.
otherwise no one participated.
Yeah, no
But we do
problem.
have a lot of people following us in the Facebook page.
Mhm.
By the way, I found you on Facebook.
Really, I don't really use it. I'm very lazy. I don't use social media, so I'm I'm a old-fashioned astronomer. I'm using email and so on. I like it because it's time shifted, and I
Mhm,
like more to answer not in advance and so.
mhm.
Uh, and hopefully my English is not too bad, but
No, it's not. Don't worry.
uh, I have seen you in YouTube. You have been in Austria. You,
Yeah, I
you,
went there
you
several times. I went to
2 years
Mariazel.
ago. Two
Yeah,
years ago.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It's a friend of mine. I did not know that you are here.
So you are friend with Gunta.
With Günther, yes, exactly.
Ah,
In Mariazell, yes. Yeah, I know everybody in Austria,
mhm,
but Günther I know very long because he's doing workshops for astrophotography in
mhm.
CCT workshops. So
Yeah, Gunta is a very, very good friend of mine. We are very good friends.
great.
Yeah, I went there in his house and I stayed with him and his wife for like 4 years. And he bring me to the observatory of Mariazel. And yeah, I went to Austria many times. I went also to Vienna for the General Assembly of the IAU in 2018.
Mhm.
You were there?
Yes, but
Hmm.
it's a general assembly.
Yeah, the
I
General Assembly.
yes, I was I was involved. I had to work because I was at the Austrian Society for Astrophysics.
Mm-hmm,
They had a big booth, and I have been working at the booth.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, I was working there during the GA. I was working with the secretariat. They put me with the secretariat for the financial support, like to reimburse the astronom for their travel and
Yeah.
their registration. So yeah, I was financial secretary. Yeah.
I stayed only. I helped for 3 days,
Mhm,
and I had not really time to visit talks.
mhm,
Yeah, it's no problem. So, but
mhm.
some people have been at our booth. For example, Tilina was here and so on. In my talk, I have a picture from the General Assembly.
Mhm. Yeah, it's
Uh,
very cool.
the problem is I always have too much pictures. Hopefully, the connection will be good because when I change pictures in PowerPoint, sometimes it needs a lot of time
Mhm.
to yes, it's no problem. I can interrupt every time. So for me personally, I always say 1,000 pictures tell more than 1,000 words. So hopefully it's not too overloaded.
No, no, it's
You
not.
will see my presentations. There are hundreds of pictures, but I don't use them all, so no
Mm-hmm,
problem.
mm-hmm,
Only the first part, first third. It's only if I need more or somebody want to see something, I
mm-hmm.
have some more.
Yeah, you have background, so you can show more. I saw also that you know Mike Simmons.
I, I didn't
Mike Simmons from
yeah, yeah,
Astronomy Without Border.
yes. You met him
Yeah, several times.
at a general assembly. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I met him in the General Assembly, and also I met him in Tunisia. We invited him during Astronomical Congress in
Oh,
Tunisia for
yes, I have seen. I know. I know. Mhm,
yeah for several time, and
mhm,
also I met him in Algeria, and
mhm,
now since I'm in Italy, so I didn't meet
mhm.
him since like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
now he has skipped his job,
Mm,
unfortunately. I don't know about the future of AWB. It's
mhm,
at times there are many struggles and
mm.
okay. He did it for a long time. It was a great idea, but I think he was tired.
Mhm. Yeah, it's not easy really to manipulate people around the
Mm,
world.
mm,
It's
mm.
really yeah to connect people and to arrange everything around the world is really difficult.
So now I have to look. Can I test to share my
Yeah,
presentation?
yeah. Okay, I'm gonna
Uh,
put you the co-host so you can share your presentation. Okay, make co-host. Okay, it should work now.
so I don't see where is the button to share. Mm.
Yeah, it's in the down part and just right in share screen. It's the down part.
Oh, here's more video.
Yeah, just mute microphone, video, security, participant, chat, and screen.
No, 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 I
Share
don't
screen.
have. Here, I have to make it. It's too
Mhm.
small. Yeah, yeah. So I will try.
Yeah,
I will. Can I share an application or can I share, for example, only PowerPoint or the whole screen?
no, it will share the whole screen.
The
So
whole
if you
screen.
are opening your PowerPoint, it's gonna show the whole PowerPoint, all
Okay,
your
so
screen.
you can see me when I open PowerPoint?
Yeah, I can see the both. I can see your screen and I can see the
Yes.
PowerPoint. The both.
Okay, so I have to try. Hmm. Here. So Bildschirm freigeben. Can you see my desktop?
Okay.
So
Yeah, it's the poster.
the poster, yes, exactly. It's a very old picture.
Mm-hmm.
So when I make full screen, just let me test.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, is it? Does it need much time to change?
No, 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 not too much. No, not
Okay,
too much. It's a little bit heavy, but not too much.
okay, okay. Yeah, I don't know. Our internet during weekend time isn't so good, so sometimes it's very overloaded. Mhm.
إذا نعملها تبدك ليش وحدك ولا فور وحدك اختار انت تحب تعمل دار ولا قلعة.
Is there any translation or can we talk English?
No, no, no. We're gonna talk in English
Okay,
because yeah, all the participants usually they understand
perfect.
English.
Yes, perfect. Yes. Last time I had a talk in Iran and
Mm-hmm.
we had to translate everything, so it was very difficult.
Yeah, yeah. It's not practical at all.
Yes.
did it today for another talk, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's not practical.
This is a very old picture on my poster, but you know, I have forgotten to change it all the years. It's I think it's 25 years ago.
My gosh.
No problem. Yeah, we have a
What
lot of
we're gonna do, I'm gonna in the beginning introduce you, like in a few words about
yeah.
your activity and your work,
Mm.
and then I will give you the speech so you can start
Okay.
the presentation.
So one part of my presentation is to introduce myself. So it's make a short introduction.
Okay, that should be great. Yeah, that should be great. So I'm gonna put only few sentences, and then I will pass you the talk.
Wonderful. But we can start some minutes later if other people, we are waiting for them. I cannot see how many people are participating.
Yeah, here in the Zoom we have only 3, and in the social media we have more because
So okay, so, it's connected to Facebook.
yeah, it's connected to Facebook. Yeah.
Mhm. Today it's totally rainy here in Austria.
Here in Italy it's sunny.
Really? Oh, great. I have seen on the satellite.
Uh, You know, one of the picture that I like it that you sent it to me, it was that observatory of the wood. It was the wood like that, and it was observatory in the middle. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it so much. Is it a real picture or just a Photoshop?
No, real. Everything is
Really?
real. Yeah,
Oh my gosh, so beautiful.
I'm I have some friends who are twin photographers and so on. So we don't make something with Photoshop. It's forbidden.
Mm-hmm.
There was a fourth one. Now it's away.
Mm-hmm.
You have to give them entrance, or it's automatically.
No, it's automatically
Okay.
and
Yeah, and I have never done by myself. I always connected. I never made a invitation by Zoom. So
mm-hmm.
a friend of mine of our association is doing these things. So I'm not
Sometimes
really
it's better to connect.
experienced.
Mhm. So now you are retired, Jonas, right?
Yes.
And what you gonna do during the day? Like you go to the observatory or you stay at home?
Well, I have enough work. I have so many hobbies and so on. Yeah, it's no problem. Astronomy is enough.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm doing many things. Yes,
Mhm.
and I have not much more time than before. Even it's less time.
Mhm.
The elder you become, time is running. It's really bad.
Yeah, I'm agree. Yeah, that's right.
And if you are interested in many things, so time is always running.
Mm, yeah, it's very fast.
Yeah. Mm. And you are looking to Facebook too?
Now I'm sharing the post,
Mhm.
the live video.
Okay. There is a chat room too?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So if you are okay with that, we can like start in 2 minutes.
Yeah,
Okay.
perfect. I stopped my chewing gum, so no problem. So if there is any problem with changing pictures and if I'm too fast, let me know. You give me a sign or interrupt me.
Okay, I will. Okay, so we finished the 2 minutes. So I will start to introduce you and then I will give you the talk. It's just a few words.
Okay.
Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to everyone who is with us today in the Zoom platform or following us in the social media. Today we have a very special guest from Austria, which he is Johannes Stübler, and he is from the Observatory of Austria, and he's gonna give us a talk about his outreach activity in his country. So Johannes, you can start.
Okay. I'm happy to be here. Hello to everyone. At first, you see, it's a very old picture on the poster. It's about 25 years ago. So, but this doesn't really matter. It's a great pleasure for me and an honor to speak here. Hopefully you like it. And yes, I will tell something about my outreach activities, especially outreach activities not only in Austria, everywhere. I have the topic from living the idea. Here you can see me in my new functioning. I'm now the national coordinator for outreach coordinator. And I will talk about living the idea, and especially I'm coming from Astronomers Without Borders, where I'm the national coordinator too. So my topic is outreach without borders in any sense, you will see. For the first time, I'm from Linz in Austria. Not everybody knows Linz. Here you can see a picture from Brazil. In my talk, I explain to the people where is Austria, and I always say we have mountains, we have snow, we have nice hills, but we don't have kangaroos because there are so many people who cannot say Australia or Austria. So I always say it's Austria. We have no kangaroos. I'm doing several events, sometimes meetings. Here, for example, with an astronaut. It's a very experienced space shuttle astronaut. It's Rick Keep. And yes, why start I here? Because always I'm connected to Kepler. In Linz, you know, Linz is a Kepler town where Kepler lived from 1612 to 1627. So always when people are coming, we connect them to Kepler. And this was really a very rare moment because we had the original Rudolfine tabule, and we showed it to Rick. And I like this world map because I think it's the only world map where Linz is in the center. Together, we looked to the original book. Normally, you need white gloves, but this was a special moment. We could take it with our fingers. Here is the whole world map. And here you can see Linz. It's this book is from 16th century. So here you can see Tunisia, and here is Linz. Normally, it's impossible to find Linz on old maps because Linz was at that time a village, not a town. There have been about 3,000 to 4,000 inhabitants at that time. So, you know, Linz is between Vienna and Salzburg. I always say Johannes Kepler is the man who opened the door to space because due to his three famous laws, and the most important he detected in Linz, it was the third Kepler law. And we had indeed an anniversary in the year 2018. There was the 400 years anniversary of third Kepler law. You know this famous book, Harmonices Mundi, Linz, Austria, my hometown. And I'm very proud to be here. And Kepler, he was so happy that he detected his third law. He wrote the date exactly in this book, the Multipus Planetarium, 15th May 1618. My friend Erich Meyer is a hobby researcher, and he found the house because it was not known in Linz from the historians where lived Kepler when he detected his third Kepler law. You can see this old house, and it was really a great moment because exactly on May 15th, 2018, we had the astronomy picture of the day with this old famous building where Kepler lived and detected the third Kepler law. Here is Jerry Bonnell. It's I know him a long time, so it was easy to get the picture exactly at this date to astronomy picture of the day. But it was the worldwide most overslept anniversary. I tried, we contacted magazines, we contacted societies, Sky Telescope, everyone. But nobody was really interested in this historic moment. I don't know why. Even IAU, I contacted the Heritage Commission, everything. So every already 2016, 2 years before I contacted. They haven't been interested. They say it's principally interesting, but it's not so famous. I think without third Kepler law, we would have no space flight, nothing, satellites and so on. So, okay, for me, it was the most overslept event. Yeah, here Jerry and we sometimes when he's in Linz at CEDIC or so on, we promote Twan things and so on. He's a really nice guy. I met him many times. Yes, I want to tell you how my astronomy life started. It was during the moon landing. I was 11 or 12 years old, and I was looking at TV with my father the whole night. It was so thrilling, and it was, yes, for me, man is on the moon. It was a fascinating moment, and the whole world stopped breathing and was looking to this event. So yes, I became no astronaut and I became no astronomer because because in Linz there is no university, and at that time my father wasn't able to have the financial things to give me for starting in Vienna or so on. So I decided to live in Linz. I started my job in a big enterprise. Yes, and 1979, I joined a very old astronomical society here in Linz. It was founded 1947. You see some old people. It was the founder of this association, and they did already, so this is the first telescope of our association, and they did already what we call today sidewalk astronomy, and we do still today. So I had some functioning. I have been for the financial responsible for the financial situation, and during my time, we dig the first hole for our new observatory, and indeed it was the intention, the goal of the association is since 1947 to have an observatory. So we did this 1982, we constructed this building and made everything with help from friends, our dome and so on. And so, nearly 35 years after the, the association was installed, we had our own observatory. We wanted to have a bigger one, so I lost my ear. We wanted to have a bigger one, but until now we don't really have the money to expand. And during my time, I have been sometimes the chairman of this association. I did some outreach things like, for example, a planetary educational trail. Here's the mayor of Linz. We are opening this trail. You see, it's one of the old plates of this trail. Always Kepler, everywhere is Kepler. And here today it looks like this, a little bit more modern. We had to renovate our educational trail, and we have now QR code, and children can read some more details on our website, and you can see where we are, and it's really a nice thing, and many people are going from planet to planet with the speed over light. And yes, it's really a realistic distance. Another thing was we constructed the equatorial sundial. It was the opening, it was 1993. In the meantime, we had to restore it again. Today it's more modern. We use the laser to cut steel. And it's very interesting to have an equatorial sundial because it's didactic, very interesting. You can show the winter side and the summer side. You see here, you have to look on the other side. So I think it's very interesting. It's the only in Austria, only equatorial sundial. Yes, and so you have a view from our little observatory. This is sky. We are in a park, but we are in the town, so light pollution is always a problem. But we like to stay here because we reach the public schools. We have public traffic here and so on. So it's a good place. It's not good for observing, but for outreach work, you can moon planets and everything, and of course clusters and bright nebulas, so it's no problem here. And for me personally, one big impact was the International Year of Astronomy 2009. So I was a little bit tired already. I was about 20 years in my association. So it was thrilling to be part. I wanted to be involved, and so this global celebration of astronomy was a really exciting thing to me. In all languages, before I have never been very international, only more local, but here started my interests to expand my horizon, to look to other countries, and that's what I like. Yes, I always liked traveling, but this was a special start for me. especially the 100 hours of astronomy. I think everybody knows who is old enough. So um, here it's a time I came in contact with Mike Simmons from Astronomers Without Borders, so I was involved. It was really a great pleasure, and now I have some pictures just to feel the spirit of this time. So around the globe, telescopes, students, everybody here is in China, very straight. Um, it is I like this feeling when I look at these pictures. I think it was yesterday. So here, for example, in Munich, in Germany, everywhere in Iran, and around the globe, it was really a big event. And I like these pictures from young guys looking through Galileo's scope, or here in Vienna, for example, it was a star party. People are looking to the telescope. For most people, it was the first contact with astronomy, and yes, it was really a great thing. Old and young together, teacher, students. It was children. I like these pictures, and I think it was an unforgettable time. Everybody was looking to the sky. We all shared the same sky, and for I think 90% of the people, it was the first contact with our sky and with astronomy. So I think this year had really a big impact to everybody around the globe. And I think many people who are studying today astrophysics and geophysics or anything else, they are they have been infected in that time. Yes, it's great. India, this camel cart, the IAU posters at the market, really great. So I became this strong feeling I want to do. I want to connect with my association, and so our association became part. We have been the first international partner of AWB from Austria, of course. And today there are many associations in our country connected to AWB. So what happened beyond 2009? Yes, it was for me a bad time when 2009 was out, was over. But the message, keep in touch from IAU, was the message I want to follow. And the message of IAU trailer was one Earth, one sky. And the message of AWB is one people, one sky. So it's nearly continuing the same message. So I was really happy to follow this message. And yes, here is an old screenshot from our first website, our mission statement. Here I wrote it. It's a wonderful and never ending mission statement, because it's dedicated to fostering understanding and goodwill across national and cultural boundaries by creating relationships through the universal appeal of astronomy. So I think it's timeless, and we promote sharing resources, sharing knowledge, sharing inspiration, and that all through a common interest in something basic and universal, sharing the sky. These are doing now many organizations in the year 2009. Many really good things have been created. And yes, I wanted to do this in my daily life. I want to connect people. I want to meet people. And that's what I'm doing. And it's really a peaceful work. And I hope the more people we can involve, the more we can prevent the wonderful starry night sky for next generations. You know, light pollution is always a topic. Uh, okay, here I like the symbol from Orient to Occident. This was the inspiration for my first so-called AWP tour. Uh, Here you can see we decided. Mike Simon had the idea. We make a follow-up for the next years. It was really a big success. He invented the Global Astronomy Month. We designed together, many people around the globe designed a logo. And so 2010, it was the first time, always in April, we celebrated astronomy. It was like in 2009 during the International Year of Astronomy. Have been connected via Skype and so on. And I decided for this, I want to make my first trip. I want to cross borders. I want to meet people physically. So I started in April my AWP tour. And I started living the idea. It's my personal dedication. So I started in Linz by car and to Turkey and then to Syria. It was 2010 before the war and short before the war, and then to Jordan. Unfortunately, I could not repeat this tour. I wanted to go next year again, but it was impossible. So on the way, I met many people in Turkey, university. I gave some talks. I talked about the idea. There are some pictures of old presentations, so I hope it's not too quick, but it's just to see. I like to meet young people. Here in the middle is my wife. She's going with me. She likes what I do, and we like traveling, so we can do both. And astronomy is a good way to come into connection, to talk with people, to learn something about countries and so on. The next was to meet the Syrian Amateur Astronomers Association. I think today the chairman is even a national outreach coordinator. Sometimes we are connected by internet. Yeah, I gave in Damascus, for example, a talk. It was really a wonderful thing. I thought I did not know that I had to make the evening. I was the program. I did not know. He gave me the micro. It's your stage. So I tried to do my best. But people have been very happy when I talked about the cradle of astronomy, that the cradle is in Arabic countries. So I got standing ovation for this saying. Yes. They've been so nice people and very keen everything what we are doing, and yes, it was a great experience. Of course, an experience to get local food and so on. So we like it really, and I think we smoked our first shisha here in Damascus. Yes, it was a great time. And I did next year. I don't show you now all years. So just 2011, I have been in Hungary and Romania and so on. I met nice people. We've been in TV. Here's the uh, Romanian chief of the local association, Andre. Uh, and yes, I when I was traveling, I met many people and I invited some people if it was possible. So I invited 2011 to Babak Tafreshi, the well-known man for the world at night. And we have been on tour and on several districts and countries of our country. We gave lectures, we showed wonderful pictures, and the follow-up was to make a big Tuan show. It was the first electronic Tuan show because I have friends, good friends. Here is the Ars Electronica Center. It's well known as a museum of the future and art and technique and everything. We have wonderful wonderful capabilities to to make events. You see here's a big wall, for example, where we had interactive installations, we had screens, so everything was really in a good quality. And the biggest thing is a big wall. It's about the screen is 18 meter to 9, so it's really a big video wall. Yeah, here in Brazil. Just to show you, yes, I like to meet people around the globe here in near Rio de Janeiro, not far away. First time I have seen the Southern Cross and so on. Yes, other meetings. You will know this lady. It's it's Rosa Doran with GTTB, the Galileo Teacher Training Program. Yes, so you will know Tilina, a nice uh, man. It was great to meet all these people, and yes, uh, I'm always in contact at time with, still in contact with this nice man. Here in Vietnam, for example, the national coordinator, or here we had a star party and everybody. Last time I was happy to see Wu. He's a national outreach coordinator too. Uh, so it's always great to see again and to meet again. And many people are asking me, why are you doing this? Why do you spend so much time for this? Maybe sometimes I get a prize. I don't get money, but I got, for example, here's a Polar Star Prize. It's for public outreach. It's a big honor to get this. I think the only Austrian astronaut has got this prize. So it's for people who are dedicating, who are yes, who are try to excite people for astronomy or space. Or here, for example, 2018, I've been again in Romania. I like Romania, and it was a wonderful festival. Oh, I got the prize too. Why not? Here you can see our meeting in Romania. Mike Simon even was here, so many famous people. Star lady from yeah. Sometimes I forgot the names. Sorry, but it's really great to meet. And yes, that's another kind, another reason why I like to do astronomy. You know, I got the minor planets, so it's great. It's better than money. I never got money for anything. So 10 years later, it's the next example. Okay, we had 100 years under one sky, and we had our 10 years anniversary of global astronomy. And so I decided I have to make a bigger trip, and I decided to go by car. You see, it's now another car, a bigger one, to Iran. I'm really happy I did this last year, because this year it's impossible. So I met people in Bushehr, it's on the Persian Gulf and so on. It's really great, and I always try to bring some small gifts like this. I always have a very special stamp, Austrian stamp, with real meteor dust, but I don't have a picture here. So here in Rasht, another observatory, a very dedicated group. Uh, yes, many women here, very interested in astronomy. They are doing outreach work, perfect. They're going to schools, kindergarten, and everywhere. They are doing a great job, and yes, wonderful people. Yeah, and here you can see, I think it was in Warsaw. Yes, I was in Warsaw during a cup session. Mike Simmons, and again I met Babak. These are my two pillars. I like, yes, and everywhere I met people here in Rome, Cantilena. Yes, and I stay connected. I try to stay connected by internet and email and so on. Yes, my English is not so good, but we can understand. You know, many of these people, Kevin Govender, it's from ORD and Rosa and oh God, I have forgotten the star lady, Connie Walker. Yes, they all visited my poster session. Olayinka from Nigeria, from Ghana, Master, Sarah Master, Mr. 2009, Pedro Russo, and so on. So, yeah, Lars Lindberg, and here Ajong. Yes, it's again Celina and Marcelo from Brazil. It's great to meet people. It's great to to share the experience. What's the best practice? What can you do? How are you doing public outreach and so on? So, Rick Finberg, the man has this picture because he invented the slogan "One people, one sky." Okay, so here a kind of family picture. Here you can see Lena Canos. So we are, and everybody. So meeting people is for me the most important thing, and I'm living the idea. And when you ask why Tunisia, not Tunisia, unfortunately, I have been in Tunisia, but I had no time. It was a short trip with my car, and I had not really time. I have been in Tunisia, but I had no time to contact astronomers. I will do it next time. So I'm sure if I come back again, we have to meet. But of course, I look to some special sites like Star Wars and so on. It was 2018, I think. Yes, there have been no tourists. We have been alone. Everywhere we have been alone. Only some French people or so, but no tourists. Yes, but we like it. We never feared anything. We slept everywhere, so we had no problem. And when we met people, we got good food and we had much good time with them. For example, here we visit Xaule, the Sultan, uh, and another Star Wars place. No people. We have been the only one here. Normally there are buses, I know from former times, but yes, it's a Salt Lake, and yes. Just to show you, I know a little bit from Tunisia, the old Roman mosaics and so on. Yes, so and sorry, sorry. So another kind of crossing borders is for me in another meaning. I want to show people who are handicapped, for example, who are sitting in a wheelchair. We always try to involve these people too, to make it possible to have a look to the sky. Sorry. Always the wrong direction. Yes, and with Dobsons, it's a good idea if you show one of these things. We have no special telescope for handicapped people. At time we are thinking about to construct some telescopes because in our association we try to intensify to integrate these people. But sometimes it's not so easy if the wheelchair is very big and you have no special telescope. It's a problem, yes. But solar observing is possible. Yes, we started some events. We invited an astronomer sitting in a wheelchair. He told us about his daily life and he told us about famous astronomers like Stephen Hawking, for example, or there are many more who are handicapped and are doing a great job in their and a great astronomy job in research and everywhere. So we want to intensify this. We also try to invite blind people. They cannot look through a telescope, but we can tell them many things. They like it. We can give them a planetary model. It's in measure exactly and the weight. It's really interesting for them to feel the size difference and the weight. So we made this planetary model by ourselves. You cannot buy this. And it's time we use 3D printers to print out some craters or everything so they can feel the moon or even star constellations. So we are just beginning these things, but it's very we have a good feedback from these people. So we will do this more next time. And of course, light pollution is always a topic, and I try to tell people what's that. And you see, Austria, we have different regions along the mountainside. It's sometimes good, still yet, but and I make stop light pollution. I give some lectures about this topic. We are going to schools and we talk to students and so on. So, but they are all interested and like to discuss about this topic, and they all understand we have to take care. And if the next generation will have a good sky, we have to do something. Yes, and we do like everybody does. We are doing rocket starts with air pump or water rockets and so on. You know, it's always good to involve kids and young people. They like it. We have fun. They have fun. Everybody has fun. And sometimes we give certificates and so on. So, you know, it's typical for outreach work with children. Here again, you can see our model. Yeah, it's a crazy project I show you now here because uh, it's a project of a friend of mine. He had the idea to make a rope railway. It's only a plan. It's not realistic, but we want to have a rope railway, and the gondolas are like planet spheres. So it's really a very touristic project. But the problem is we have not enough money. So we try to involve the local government, the tourism, and so on. Well, it, it is planned to connect some cultural spots here with this railway. And here we have the idea and the wish to establish a planetarium or so on. So we don't have, but maybe it's a good concept. It's a good project. So hopefully we find the enough people to give money for this. So yes, this, you know. Everywhere are planetariums, but not in Linz, not in Kepler town, Linz. It's bad. So if you Google and you are looking Kepler railway and so on, you will see enough information on YouTube and everywhere. And on YouTube you can see it moving and everything. So this is my friend Erich Gattringer, and for getting some money for this project, he had invented some sweeties. These are chocolate spheres filled with nuts, chocolate, everything very sweet. People who have been at the General Assembly in Vienna 2018 have seen this wonderful booth because I invited him to present his wonderful sweet things. And yes, I think he had a good business, and people have been interested. So if you are looking in internet and Google, you will find it. Kepler planets to eat. Kepler planets to eat. So no problem. We have designed a little book. We have a little book with history of Kepler, Johannes Kepler in Linz. In the center, you have the sun and the planets. So and Mr. Kepler. So it's really a good present. And but you know, you cannot earn so much money to do a project like this. But it's a good beginning. So just to remember, IU General Assembly, Vienna Music. Some of you will know it. Some of you have been there. I have been there too, but I had to work. I have been working at the Austrian Society of Astronomy and Astrophysics at the booth, and I helped to manage the visitors and so on. So and to answer some questions. Yes, here you can see me. This big poster of Milky Way is an amateur astronomer mosaic. So it's a friend of mine. It's the same who made the detection of Kepler house I showed you before. He made this wonderful detailed mosaic. Okay, yeah. Every time people come to us, so I had the pleasure to meet other people too. So I again lost my earphone. So yeah, Mike was here and other people from Serbia. And yeah, again, Tilina. I always meet Tilina everywhere. Yes, and here is a project we have sponsored by ourselves. Are we are establishing, or we have already done, the building. The building at the time we are working at the telescope, a remote telescope in the, we call it Kepler Remote Observatory in the nearby mountains. There it's really, really dark, and we want to show together with another association, we have this area together, and we try to show people what good sky can do, and how important are good skies. So we had some money. We by ourselves, we all together paid these domes and this building. It was, yes, we got some funding. A small part of our project we got from local government, some funding. And you see today, if you are interested at remote.sternwarte.at, you can see what's happening. At time we are constructing the telescope. It will host a 60 centimeter, 24-inch telescope, self-built totally. But I have no picture here because it's now under construction, and yeah, you will see. We hope this year we can open it. But you see a wonderful sky, our three domes, and sometimes we have star party there and so on. So it's really great, a good place, and it's about a good hour, 1.25 hours from Linz, so it's reachable for us. Yeah, and I have some pictures. What are we doing during COVID time? Okay, AWP is doing something. We are doing something. We are doing something from our backyard, from balcony, from everywhere. We try to transmit pictures. We use different techniques. We use handies. We use Slack. We use Zoom. We use especially Cisco WebEx and so on. Sometimes we use remote telescope. We use telescopes in Italy, or this from Gianluca telescope, but we use in Australia for running observing sessions. Yes, so we meet together, and it's a good idea. So many people are now happy to have internet. For example, one of our guys is going to observatory. Observatory is closed, so he is alone in his observatory, and we make um, uh, we send pictures from the observatory, even through the telescope. So he's opening the shutter, he's going upstairs. You see our room and our telescope. It's a 50 centimeter, so 20 inch self-built telescope with 5 meter focal length. So you can see my friend, he's running a small camera, and that's not the moon, that's Venus, of course. I don't know if you see it moving. It's interesting for people to see on their screen at home how the atmosphere is wobbling and so on. Yes, and I'm connected to other people around the globe, even during COVID, for example, here with my Brazilian friends. It's 2 in the morning, I was connected and we have been running a session because he's a special friend, so I can do this, but normally I like to reach people who are not so much time shifted. Here was a session during COVID time with my friends in Iran. So you see, they used the same old picture for the poster, for this poster. So you are not alone to use this old picture. But I have changed it today on this website. Yes, and here again, Astronomical Center, a wonderful building. We have good no, a good connection. The chief of Ars Electronica is the co-chair from our association, so we can use the technical facilities and so on. It's really a good cooperation between our local observatory and this big building with outreach capabilities we cannot have. It's too expensive. So sometimes we're giving talks like everywhere, and yes, it's some pictures from before Corona. You see, at time it's too cozy here, but I like to interact with people and to be in contact. And at time we have a special program. We are sending pictures. Here you can see the big wall, and special is we can present things in 3D with 3D goggles, and we can shutter classes. We have shutter classes, and it's great to see pictures in 3 dimensional. You see here, for example, you have to imagine you think the Earth is hovering in the room, and you are in the middle of this. We have projector, floor projection and front projection. So in combination with 3D shutter classes, we have real 3D pictures. It's time for presenting it over internet. We can only use 2-dimensional, but it's no problem. We are using a wonderful software. It's called Uniview. Maybe some people know this software. In big planetariums, this software is running. So everything is moving here, and there's no video. Everything is in real time, calculated. Behind is a powerful computer farm, and yes, so it's really great. But at time it's no problem to show in. You can interact by your mobile phone, and it's easy to use. And yes, at time we have running the Ars Electronica home delivery. It's not only astronomy, it's everything. It's from arts to different kinds of science, and especially astronomic sessions. We are running, members of us are running these sessions. So it's great to have a wonderful sky in this dark room, and people enjoy it at home, even on their laptop. There are science talks, maximum 2 people, so it's Corona safe. Hopefully we can open soon. Yes, Dietmar Hager, for example, here is showing, we can show the whole universe from the Big Bang to the outer regions. Yes, short statement. Maybe COVID-19 can stop me personally, hopefully not, but never the worldwide community. And I like these pictures, and I will still cross borders and spread the message and doing astronomy outreach work around the globe and in my country. And I like these guys, they are unstoppable. And I want to say a short thing I have learned during the many years in my experience with um, astronomers without borders and outreach. The, one people once carries a political message. You feel it. It's harmful, simple, but it's a highly political message. Uh, for many people and governments and regimes, it's dangerous and threatening. So it's for us we cannot understand, but sometimes our website was hacked. We had aggressive uh, people. Yeah, they don't like if we. There are people. Oh, where are we going if people understand each other? But yes, across all borders. Yes, but we do. We stay strong and we do it, and you will get so much back. It's fascinating to participate. You can learn so much about other countries, other cultures, and how they work and how they think. You will get an understanding for problems in politics, local and more than ever worldwide. When you are looking to TV, it's sometimes horrible, but yes, you get a better understanding if you know people. I think in science it's normal to collaborate, but I'm no scientist, and for me it's fascinating. And amateur astronomers are doing a good job in semi-professional things. Yes, but every time this harmless subject can raise unpredicted problems, linguistic barriers. Yeah, you have sometimes problem. Not everybody speaks English or anything else, or cultural and religious barriers. This can happen, and this will happen. It's normal. And there are personal and national sensitivities, and they are resonating in the background. So all these things you learn, and sometimes totally different mentalities are colliding. So for me, very good. It's worth to do these things, to learn these things. Yes, I think that's from my side. Many thanks. Okay, I have to change this. It's very national. It's very Astronomers Without Borders. But there are some pictures from old presentations. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I don't know if there are questions, and I can answer. Uh, I will do it. Thank you.
Thank you, Jonas, for the amazing presentations. Really cool. So I would like to ask if someone here in the Zoom have a question. So otherwise, I have a question for you, Jonas. So what kind of support do you have from the government? So what kind of project, and what kind, if you have support, what kind of support you can get?
No support, nothing. But so everything I did, we have only support for very small projects concerning our observatory, for example, or we get support from Astronomical Center, not financial, but it's support we can use this wonderful facilities. So it's support, yes, and yes, but no real governmental support. It's time. I hope I have the role. It's new for the national outreach coordinator. I will try, because I know in Austria, I think every association I know the institutes. I have good contacts to Vienna, to Innsbruck, to Graz, and so on. And I try to connect now the official astronomy with the semi-professional astronomy, with amateurs, with astronomy clubs, and so on. And I hope we can do a good collaboration, and maybe we can get some micro funding for special events. But you know, universities mostly have no money, really money for funding. But maybe it will be better. But we are doing everything by our heart, and yes, we have member fees, of course. Each association has small member fees, but you cannot do big jumps with this money.
Mhm. So the most of observatory are part of the university or part of the research institute. It's not personal. The most of them are part of universities.
In Austria,
Mm-hmm.
no, not really. I think each institute has his own observatory,
Mm-hmm.
but it's for students to train something. And For example, Vienna is a very historic town. It has for sometimes it's open for the public, but not really. So it's always very special sessions. And if there is an observatory open the whole year for the public, there are only amateur astronomers. You will not find people from university. Sometimes for special events and so on, if you have astronomy day or something historic interesting and so on. But I think the astronomers at the institute have to do other things than to show people the sky. So it's normal for me that these are doing uh, astronomy associations, and yes, they can do it, I think, very professionally.
Mm-hmm. And how, Jonas, you decided to go around the world? Like you take your car and you go from country to another just to share astronomy. From where you got this idea?
Uh, yeah, traveling was always for me interesting. So even when I had children, I had a camping trailer, and we went to Italy, for example, to the sea and so on. So traveling, I liked always traveling, and my wife likes traveling too. So we are sometimes going backpacking. We are using ships and so on. We don't always travel with our car. So, but I like to make long distance trips with cars. So hopefully, when Corona will become better. This year, for example, we wanted to go. We wanted to make a Europe trip, a bigger one, Sweden and so on, and Balticum. But you cannot go. It's impossible. So hopefully, I think this thing will come to an end when we have medicine. Not before.
Mhm. And what is your future project? What you gonna do in the future?
It's time. The most time-intensive thing is I'm working together with my friends at the telescope. We have totally reconstructed. We have modern ratio encoders and so like the big observatories. But we are doing everything by ourselves. We don't use software from firms and so. We develop even software by our own, so we can solve every problem by ourselves. So it's very time consuming. And yes, and for me personally, the most time consuming thing is now to establish the connections in Austria. So I have to call and to email to universities, to associations. So I want to establish a real national outreach committee. Uh, we have only on the paper it's time, but I will try to make it living, and hopefully we can meet and so on. Together with Ars Electronica Center, I have the possibilities to have a meeting room for conference and so on. So I think we are very central in Linz, because Linz it's good. So you can reach Linz from Vienna and from Innsbruck, Graz nearly in the same time. So I think it's a good idea to make these things. Yeah, it's time consuming. It's time and uh, nothing happened before the last years. I know the problem. People who are working at the university,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to do this job in your spare time, and it's hard. It's hard. For me, it's easier. I have time for this, and I like to connect people, and I like to cooperate and to help to make cooperations. So I will try it. I don't know if I have success, but I will try it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we have a question from our follower. She say, does their university in Austria teach astronomy and astrophysics?
Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
We have in
One.
Vienna. No,
Mm-hmm.
no, there are more institutes. We have one in Vienna, we have one in Graz, and one in Innsbruck. These are three big university cities with you can study astronomy, astrophysics.
Mm-hmm. And the other question is, what is the person that affect you and influence you a lot to follow astronomy or to love astronomy?
Oh, it's not depending on a person. Yes, well,
They are like person in your life, like
yeah,
fascinating.
yeah. Okay. Now, for me personally, the most fascinating moment was when my father, when I was a young boy, uh, showed me he had a little telescope and he showed me the moon, and I have seen first time the craters, and I had a first look to Jupiter and the moons and so on. Yes, so it was really my father who made me keen to know more. Yes, so but it's in general. I'm not fixed on a special person. There are so many fascinating people. Yes, for example, of course, everybody likes. Uh, uh, I forgot the name. uh, too crazy. Um, yeah, physics. Albert Einstein, for example, or cosmology. Stephen Hawkins and so on. So they are all inspiring to anybody,
Yeah.
to everybody. So yes, but
And the other question, what is the best discover in your life in astronomy? What is the best thing that you discover in astronomy?
the best thing.
You discover in astronomy, like did you discover project or
Uh-huh.
asteroid, comet? What is the
Okay.
best thing that you discover in astronomy?
No, I have no own discovery in this because I'm no researcher. So uh, friends of mine are doing more professional work. They have looking for minor planets and so on. So for them, it's the most interesting thing to find minor planets. For others, to study variable stars. So I'm a more an all-round man. I'm not so specialized to use my whole time to detect something. I'm not really an astrophotographer. I'm doing astrophotography, but I'm more an photographic observer.
Mm-hmm.
I say always I'm a photographic observer. So I like everything. So I'm an all-rounder. So if you want to do some special, you need much time. You have not the possibility to look left or right or to see the whole. I like to have a few in the whole. It's like a professional astronomer. I know some. They are reading our Sky and Telescope or Stern and Weltraum or amateur astronomer magazines because in their own special field they have 20,000 publications they have to do to be on top of time of their special field. And yes, okay, I think you cannot do everything.
Yeah, especially professional life is very, very full, is very busy because you need to write all the time articles, you all the time research, and yeah, it's not it's not easy at all. So another person, which is Harry, he said, "Thank you for the nice presentation, and we are so happy to know a lot about outreach activity in Austria." So I don't know if someone have here question in Zoom. I don't know, Anas, if you have question. Okay, since we don't have other question, so I'd like to thank you, Jonas, again for the nice presentation about outreach activity in Austria. And thank you for all this amazing information and for the very nice astronomical pictures. And I hope to see you in another occasion,
Yes,
another Astro Talk.
I'm sure. I'm sure. So bye to all.
Bye.
It was a pleasure to be here.
Yeah,
Okay.
I hope so. It was a very pleasure. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye. So.